My name is Roferza Alexis. I'm a critical case paralegal. Honestly, coming from a Caribbean background, we tend to be like the outsider when it comes to Juneteenth because we're not considered African Americans, we're like Caribbean Americans. But as the first Black nation to be free, we take pride in Juneteenth. We take pride in anything justice, equality related because this is something we fought for. And we honestly were not federally recognized until what, 4 years ago in 2021? So it's still an ongoing fight. It's something that we have to go through almost every single day. So as not only a Black woman, but of a Haitian descent, I take pride in it. It's like strength, resilience, things that my ancestors, my people been through, or my grandparents are veterans. They've fought through these type of things. So understanding that and knowing that it's a type of strength that I rely on. We love a great barbecue. This weekend, I was barbecuing with my sisters, my friends. Every single time, I feel like we take the moment to just do a barbecue. That's like the thing. Like we come together, we celebrate together. We talk about all of like the crazy stories. Like my grandparents have some crazy stories. So we take that time. It's like, it's a community. It's a sense of friendliness, of we like to gather. So we put our barbecue on, start talking, get our little wine going. You see the kids doing absolutely mess, but it's a fun thing. It's a community. Yeah, it brings all of us together. Like my sisters, we barely see each other because we're in different town. But every single time there's an event like this, we make it a sense to come together and barbecue. Yeah, I went to school in Boca High, predominantly white. Graduating in a class where there was probably like 17 of me. And not only that, having to work harder to even be at the forefront, trying hard to have the right GPA and the right everything. So that was the only thing we rely on. Every June 10th, even though we didn't have those days off, we still had to go to work. So we made sure we barbecued the night before, and we're probably gonna sleep in class, but we're gonna barbecue. This is actually the first firm that I didn't have to fight with to get that day off. When I noticed that we already had that day off, I was going to request it. And then they were like, no, we have that day off already. I was like, really? This is the first firm where I didn't have to fight. I didn't have to argue. I didn't have to basically make a case about why it's important that I have that day off or that I didn't have to use a PTO for. So it's very important to keep that in mind because we don't have that everywhere. Although it's federally recognized right now, but not every place takes it seriously. So it's still a fight. It's still something that we have to struggle for. It's still like a place where we have to be like, hey, we want this day off. We have to fight for this day off. Like this firm gives it to us. My sister worked for a different law firm. She was working. She didn't have that day off and she had to request half a day to get 4 hours in the afternoon to leave. So it's different every place. It's still an ongoing fight. It's still something that we're gonna have to keep going through. But if we take a look at what's going on right now, all of the things that we have to go through on a daily basis, those days matters. Those things need to be recognized, not only from us, but from outside people, other culture, other races, and understanding that our fight is not just our fight alone, but it's a community fight. It's not just a Black people or minority. It's a matter of everybody coming together, recognizing that we are human race. It's not just the Black race, the white and everything else, but human race coming together and recognizing that we all as humans deserve to be recognized, deserve to be celebrated, deserve to have justice and equality when it comes to everything, deserve to be respected and treated the same. And that's why every single day it matters. To have a firm actually recognize that and actually give us that day off is awesome, honestly, because it's not like that anywhere else. You get to be yourself, to show up as yourself and not have to pretend, because it's hard. Having code switch is a thing for us. It's something that we have to think about every day. let me not speak that way, or let me not say those things in this way because I don't want to come off a certain way. When it can be just jokes, but my culture can understand it, but a different culture may not see it that way or understand it in that way. So it's something that we have to be generally like, thoughtful about. So having a day where, okay, it's just a day now, but hopefully it can be something that is recognized in general, that we don't need a day to celebrate it. We just need to be reminded that as humans, that's who we are, and that's what we've done, and that's what we've been, and that's recognized and respected. As a Haitian woman, everything that we hear is career, education, career, and more education. That's the only choice we have. We're raised in just, you have one option, to succeed or to succeed. There's no other way out of it. In growing up, understanding that I didn't have any other options, that was the route to take. My dad was a lawyer in Haiti. He always wanted to be in law. He always wanted to study it. And then coming here in America, he didn't have that opportunity. He didn't have that choice. He had to go and do different things and learn different things. And in understanding that, he instilled in me that you have to succeed. You have to go after education. You have to go after all of those things. And that's the path I chose. And that's the path I've been working hard to stay on. I have the culture on my back, like, you cannot fail. And failure is not an option. We learned that, and it's been engraved in my head that success is the way. In learning that you want to be at a place that values that sees that drive, and that push you to be more and to be better. That's really it. Like, when I interviewed, that's the first thing I was in mind. Like, I want somebody that understands my culture and that value it and that push me more. And I was talking about it so much, I was like, okay, if I keep saying it, they'll hear me, and they were like, which one of the core values matters to you the most? I was like, success. Because this is what was in my head. And I was like, okay, the fact that I went to the interview and they're still with me, that means we have the same core values. It's always been the fact that I am able to succeed in a very male predominantly field. That's one. And then not only that, there's not a lot of Black women in that field. There's not a Black woman my age in that field with the experience that I have. And it all stems from my background as well as culture. The reason why I'm 28 years old and I can say I have 10 years experience doing this. And people look at me like I'm crazy. 10 years, when did you start working? I'm like, at 16 years old. I've been doing this for a long time. And that's what I'm proud of. I'm proud that I can stand by people twice my age that has done this for ages and still be able to withstand a conversation and sustain the same amount of experience and having the same knowledge that they have. Give me a sense of pride that, oh wow, like, this person has been through this like years ago, or is twice my age, although I'm still learning from them as well. But to be able to stand in a room and still be able to have either the same experience or close enough, give me a sense of pride and pure joy. The first thing is not even thinking I'm a Black employee, I'm just an employee. That's the first thing. I don't think there's a separation. In different places, again, working at different firms, you have different experience and you meet different people where and you feel like every day that you're a Black woman. It's like you can't forget it, right? But it's something that I know already. It's something that doesn't make me any different from the next person. But it always feels good when you walk into a workplace and you just know, I'm an employee, you're an employee, and we both are here to work. We're not thinking that there's a huge difference, because when there's like the label of like, oh, you're a Black woman in this workplace, then it's like there's a separation. But when you think about it as like, I'm an employee here in this workplace, like anybody else here, it makes you feel a sense of togetherness. Like, there's no separation, there's no difference between us. There's nothing but a different shade, okay? Like, it's just different melanin and stuff like that. So I don't feel the weight of that here. I come into work and I'm happy, and that's it. Like, there's no difference. I'm not thinking like, as a Black woman in this field, like, I don't have that pressure. The pressure that you will have at different places, because they make you remember that you are Black. I don't have that pressure here. Not only because there's many of us, honestly, but nobody makes you feel like there's a difference between who you are and who they are. We all just equal in every aspect. So it's not apparent to me in my mind. Like, it doesn't down on me as much. Generally, people can like look at you and assume that you're going to be that type of person just because of who you are and your culture and your race. Like, even that can be different. Sometimes people will speak to you in either a calmer way or in a very like frightened way, because they're like, oh, this person is from this race, I must be frightened. But it's different here. I've not experienced that. I don't feel the pressure of like one thing that I am, like this is one characteristic of you that you are. Strive, focus. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Don't let anybody tell you you're too young. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, this is too hard, you're not going to get it. All of those things are things that I've heard myself. You're too young, it's not going to happen. I remember even applying for school, a counselor told me, you won't get accepted to this school, just go to a community college. And I was like, I have good grades, I work hard, I graduated with an ACE diploma. It didn't make sense, and I knew it was all about race. So I applied to the school anyways. I was like, I had to do it by myself, but I did it anyways. And from that process, I realized it was never about what you had on paper. Some people look at you and just automatically disqualify you. So don't let nobody disqualify you because of where you come from, your race. See it for yourself. Work hard. Don't just take the first no for an answer. Somebody may say no. It's because you're giving up for what's good for you. So don't take a no as like, okay, this is the end of it, I can't do it or I won't make it. No, take the no as like a motivator to continue, to grow, to fight, and to get to where you need to get. People look at you and automatically disqualify you because they think there's no way this person actually can be. There's no way you have the experience you have. I get that all the time, even right now, when the first thing people say, you're too young to be in this field. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh, you're too young to have 10 years experience. I'm like, that's not true. And it's like, you always have to fight to have a different respect that somebody else probably already automatically have. Like, they can look at them and be like, this person is seasoned, or this person have the respect. And I'm like, I'm just as seasoned. And you always have to continue to fight at any age. Like, don't let anybody disqualify you because of who they think you might have to be. In every sense, the first thing that comes to mind is one, like our Freedom Day, January 1st, from Black being free, from Haitian being freed. Freedom to me represents a sense of not having to hold back, not having to think of like, this is who I am, this is who they made me to be. Not having to look at history and say like, okay, I was not free, my ancestors were not free, we were unable to do certain things. Just the type of food that we eat in general, like Haitians, January 1st, where we make this soup that we eat every single time in honor of freedom and understanding that we were unable to eat those things. So when I think of freedom, I think of things that I'm able to do without the shackles of society, without thinking of what the next person gonna say, without thinking of basically what my ancestors been through. They fought hard for us to be able to do certain things that we can do now, from the color of our nails to the type of hairstyles that we have, especially me as a woman with locks. That's something that just now started to be in style. That it's a sense of freedom, something that we literally used to hide information in our hair. The way we did our cornrows, that was like for us hiding information of how we were gonna be free from the time of like Arya Tubman and everything else. When women did cornrows in their hair, was to hide information. Those things were not in style. Going to work with locks in my hair, that was basically seen as unprofessional. It should not be done. So when I locked my hair, it was a sense of freedom. It was a sense of taking back what I was told I couldn't be. You couldn't be a professional if you had lock in your hair. You couldn't be a professional if you have certain type of nails, because they're going to deem you as what we will call ghetto. So in fighting my freedom was understanding that I can be entirely myself, no holdbacks, no thinking what the next person is going to say about me, and understanding that I am who I am unapologetically. And that's really what freedom is for me. Well, here you don't feel it because we are very diverse. We I don't feel judged. I don't feel like the next person is going to judge me by anything I wear or any how my hair is or the next thing. But you'd be surprised that it's still a fight. It's still a fight to be able to look the way I look in this field. It's still a fight every day outside of here. Like, we are very like inclusive here where all matters and everybody's welcome. But it's not always like that when you step outside of this office. I'll go from very professional, very like this to period. Because it's never that deep. It's never that deep. I feel like freedom stems from being yourself, not having to hold how you speak because of the next person is either not going to understand or is going to take offense to it. So sometimes I'm definitely talking to Spencer or Mike and I'm like, period, or say less. And they never take me seriously anyway. So because it's not that deep, because it's just like they know it's a joke. It's like nothing like pure serious. So they're not going to like look at you differently. But there's places where you could not ever say a period. Yeah, so it's really based on like people education, and obviously it stems from higher up having that education and knowledge in order to know that okay, you are creating a very diverse place where everybody feels welcome, where the culture makes you feel welcome and you don't have to think twice about the things that you say or the way that you approach people and everything else, because it's always going to be received in light and fun, because it's not like you're coming at people in a rude way, and it's not saying that oh, you are unprofessional type of thing, because they understand that oh, you're just being you, that's just who you are. Period.